as they say, you say, well, welcome anyway to this week's Vinyl Monkey, and yeah, I'll explain what this is about. So yeah, after the overwhelming positive response to last week's video, where, just to quote some of the comments, Vinyl Monkey, the VC's only true polymath, the polymath's polymath, multiple strings to his impressive bow. What was the other one? Yeah, Mal, the Renaissance, the true Renaissance man. So absolutely overwhelmingly positive response, and I thought this week I would try and further stretch my already expansive cultural hinterland when I visited the North Yorkshire seaside resort of sunny Scarborough earlier this week in our camper van, and we did a quick what's on and see if there's any bands on the night or anything, and we noticed that at the Spa Theatre at the southern end of town there was the Imperial Classical Ballet rendering Swan Lake, Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. So I'd never been to the ballet in my life. Late 60s, never been to the ballet. My partner had many decades ago, but quite fancied it, so I thought, why not? Swan Lake, Piotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky, late 1800s, and this is one of the extracts from it. What did I think? I'm not going to talk about this for much, you'll be pleased to know, but I'm really going to talk about the rest of the trip to Scarborough. Where was it? Yeah, I went to second-hand bookshops, record shops of course, including one called Record Revivals, which really good, up near the railway station in Scarborough. Very good, mainly new stuff on the ground floor. Second-hand, a really interesting second-hand collection. Not that huge, so it was manageable, but some really interesting and well-priced stuff, and I picked up 4 which I'm going to talk about. But yeah, just getting back to the Tchaikovsky stuff, the Swan Lake stuff. It was an experience, and I think I'm glad I went. In terms of the music, there was a 30-piece orchestra playing this stuff. But I've got to say, I wasn't, I'm more moved by a 3-piece blues combo than I am by a 30-piece orchestra doing this. I found the music, at best, like this sort of stuff, sort of pleasant. At worst, I found it pompous and bombastic. Particularly all the music that was set around the scenes in the court, the king or queen's court, with the jester jumping about willy-nilly and everything, and yeah. So the bits where the swans were sort of synchronised dancing and there was pleasant sort of background music, yeah, visually, yeah, quite arresting visually, some of it, very nice. I didn't know what the heck was going on or what the story was. Thankfully my partner did, so she was able to explain to me what was happening. But yeah, Tchaikovsky, no, I'm sure there's better so-called classical music out there. I'm not familiar with it. It's not for me. So I'm going to turn this off and talk about the rest of the trip to Scarborough. Yeah, it's over here, hang on a second. So, I want to give a shout out to this shop. This is Record Revivals, 6 Northway, Scarborough. Say it's up near the railway station there. I mean, I love going in second-hand record shops, but this one, very friendly, very nicely laid out and well stocked. Not too much stock, not too big. And it seemed to me the pricing was, on the reasonable side of right, so I picked up 4 records, and I've only played half of them. Sorry, I've only played one side of each record. One of them I played twice, no, 2 of them I played twice, I think. But it's one of those rare occasions where each of the 4 records I've got, my expectations of that record have been exceeded on first listen. There's none where I thought, maybe I've made a mistake there. They all sound absolutely really interesting, so I'll go through them one at a time. The first one, it's a band called Stockton's Wing. It's Light in the Western Sky. It's on an Irish record label, the Tara label, from 1982. I'd sort of heard of Stockton's Wing at the time, largely because they sort of collaborated occasionally with other bands, particularly Christy Moore I was always into. But they formed in the late 70s. They're from County Clare, Ennis in County Clare. This is their 3rd album, 1982, formed in the late 70s. And I just found this really nice. I mean, they started off, I understand, as a sort of, there were four or five in the band, all top-notch traditional Irish musicians on various instruments. And it started off in that sort of traditional Irish folk scene. But by this album, their 3rd album, they've sort of expanded into some ballads and sort of more poppy sort of songs. There's a couple of singles on here. I particularly like the 2nd track, the Bell Table, an 8-minute sort of, I suppose that's on the more traditional folk side, but I think by this time they've got a bass guitar in here and maybe a more sort of traditional sound, but lovely stuff. There's a real lightness and delicacy to it, which is often missing from sort of 1980s pop rock, even folk stuff, but very nice. Stockton's Wing, Light in the Western Sky, nice cover as well. The second one, what a gem this is. This is the one and only Thelonious Monk Quartet. This is a concert at Carnegie Hall from 1957, and in his quartet he's got the one and only John Coltrane. He's also got Ahmed Abdul Malik on bass and Shadow Wilson on drums. But yeah, Monk and Coltrane both right at the top of their game as well. I mean, I've only played the first side of this, but the opening track, Monk's Mood, it starts off with Thelonious Monk in typical sort of, different angles and shapes he's playing, and yeah, that sort of beautiful sort of slightly off kilter Monk approach to the piano, gorgeous stuff. And then suddenly Coltrane comes in with these sort of layers of sound on the tenor sax. Stunning, one of the best pieces of jazz I think in my collection. Absolutely stunning. And then you get Coltrane and Monk playing together, Monk going up and down the keys, what do they call it, arpeggios, up and down, and Coltrane providing, as I say, these beautiful tenor sax behind that. Gorgeous stuff, can't wait to hear the rest of it. That's the Thelonious Monk Quartet with John Coltrane live at the Carnegie Hall. I think the tapes were found long after this gig, and this was released early 2000s I think, but the sound's really good, excellent. It's on the ever reliable Blue Note label. The third one, well, I mean, things are just getting better here. I took a chance on this because I love Lightning Hopkins, and I have a sort of CD collection, a CD, double CD sort of collection of his stuff, which I do love. I don't often play it, but I'm not familiar with LPs, so a lot of these traditional blues players put out lots and lots of albums of varying quality, but this one, absolutely stunning. This one's called Down Home Blues, and he's backed by a bass and drums, basically Leonard Gaskin on bass and Herbie Lavelle on drums, and the space and the pace of this album, are just absolutely gorgeous. There is loads of space for Hopkins' guitar, which is superb. You can almost feel his fingers on the fretboard. It's the sound is great. I mean, it's mono, it's 1964, and this is, the cover's not mint exactly, but the record is almost mint. It's really, really stunning. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. All the blues themes are sort of there, you know, the segregation, the downtrodden workers, the woman trouble. All of those themes are brilliantly portrayed, and Hopkins' voice and guitar playing just absolutely stunning. So I'm over the moon with that. I've played the first side twice now, but again, really looking forward to getting into that. And it's made me think I maybe should dig out all the sort of traditional blues stuff I've got and maybe do a bit of a ranking up. I haven't got many, but this has made me want to dig the others out and do some sort of comparisons and ranking and stuff. Lightning Hopkins' Down Home Blues from 1964. And then lastly, this one, again, I'd heard of this band. This is T&N, a duo, which is Sonny Condell and Leo O'Kelly. I'm not sure which is which actually on there. Somebody will know out there. These got together about 1970, and they were part of what was the sort of new progressive folk scene. They were contemporaries of Nick Drake. In fact, the only cover on this, they're all original compositions, apart from they cover Nick Drake's song Free Ride. They cover it really, really nicely as well. But this band, superb. I mean, this is their third album. Apparently this is the more conventional of their three albums. They'd brought in Matthew Fisher, the Procol Harum keyboard player, to produce this and to play with them on this, and they've got bass and drums, bass, drums, keyboard, in addition to their guitars and traditional instruments, and it's a bit more electric apparently than their first two albums. This is Strong in the Sun from 1973 on the Charisma label, and but I was absolutely stunned by this. It's really varied. Again, I've listened to it only the once. Superb stuff, lovely harmonies, very intricate, competent playing. T&N, and we're going to go out with this one. This is the first song on side 2. The Wind Was High, written by Leo O'Kelly. This is T&N, if I can tee it up. We'll go out with this, so it's a short video this time. See you next time. Ta-da.
Was high and the sky was blue on the last day spent with you. The wind was high and the sky was blue on the last day spent with you. In the morning we woke and we clung so close together. It was a good day to sail. In the morning we woke and we clung so close together. I could feel you were afraid, and that's the way we feel today. That's the way That's the way we feel today. That's the way